Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to a brand new edition of the Pewter Game Day Show, brought to you by PewterReport.com. It's a Bucs game day, folks. The Bucs are home, trying to erase a 3-game losing streak. They take on the Arizona Cardinals this afternoon. West Coast team coming to the East Coast and having to play at 1 o'clock, so Bucs will have the body clock advantage going into this one. I'm your host, Matt Matera. Joined with me is my fellow co-host of the Pewter Game Day Show. It is Daniel Morales. Daniel, great to be with you this afternoon. How's everything going, my man?
Good to be with you also, man. We're entering the final stretch of the season. The Buccaneers getting healthy at the right time. We get Bucky Irving back today. We get Ben Bredeson back today. Jamel Dean, Hassan Reddick. The Buccaneers are getting healthy at the right time, and this can look like a very different team once we enter the playoffs.
Yes, I think that's the big storyline today, is that a lot more help is on the way with everyone you just mentioned. Q445 says, hey, Daniel and Maddie, hello to you. As Huge Purple says, fire the cannons. That's right. Let's get a Bucs win today. We appreciate each and every one of you rocking with us today. We'll be super interactive in the chat throughout. So let's see how Tampa Bay does as they start with the ball at the 27-yard line. Baker Mayfield lines up in shotgun. Chris Godwin Jr. goes in motion. That's another piece of news, that Godwin will be getting a little bit more playing time in this game. And the Bucs begin with a run by Rachaad White. So not Bucky Irving just yet. He goes for about 3 or 4 yards.
Matt, what's your feeling about Baker Mayfield being out here? We didn't know if it was going to be Teddy Bridgewater or Baker this whole weekend. Here it is, Baker Mayfield against a 3-win Arizona Cardinal team. How do you feel about that?
Not great, because Baker, I don't know, he hasn't looked good the past couple of games. Now, Todd Bowles said that he has progressed during the week and stuff like that, but we also saw Baker, we saw Baker act like he's okay in the Rams game as Cade Otton makes a catch for a small gain. Still no gloves for Cade Otton. But we saw him put it together after getting injured or hurting his shoulder on the touchdown pass to Tez Johnson, and then all of a sudden he's holding his shoulder again on the Hail Mary. So I don't feel too great about it. I think they should be able to win with a backup, Teddy Bridgewater, and especially going up against the Cardinals team. So I don't know. We'll see how he looks. He just threw a short pass there. I can't say I'm overly confident, though. How do you feel?
I don't know. If I was Todd Bowles, I would have sat him out this week. I know we've talked about this before. It's extremely hard to keep Baker Mayfield out. But I think for his own benefit, I don't want him to take a bad hit today and further that pain he has in the left shoulder. But if he thinks he's fine enough to go out there, then he's the guy. He's the one experiencing that pain. We get a false start here by Luke Gedeke on the right side.
Not good either. Luke Gedeke has been a shining star since he's returned from injury.
And it's surprisingly been Tristan Wirfs, who at times have let some guys get past him a little bit. Jumped off sides, false starts. Jared Verse has 2 sacks against Wirfs Sunday Night Football. 3rd and 9, crucial 3rd and 9 here.
Cardinals bring the blitz. Baker's able to avoid it. He's on the run. He's on the move. Completes the catch to Chris Godwin Jr., who breaks a tackle, and Godwin's off to the races. Gets down to the 40-yard line. A much-needed play by Chris Godwin Jr. in his second game back from that fibula injury. That's the vintage Chris Godwin that we know and love.
What a play there. And Baker able to avoid the sack by Budda Baker. Gets that pass off. Look at Chris Godwin go. What a play.
Diesel says, yo.
Yo.
Chase Keenan says, is he back? Is he back? He could be. Another penalty, though. Play of game on the Bucs. Brian Sheffer says, praise be. As I like to say, praise be to Godwin. Bucs fan says, "What the f? Delay of game? Come on, man! Yeah, it's 2 early penalties on Tampa Bay on this opening drive."
Yeah, delay a game, first drive, and you're at home. So that's undisciplined football right there. 1st and 15.
Long Lost Glacier says, 2 pre-snap penalties on the first drive. Come on, fellas.
Yep.
Baker dropping back. Oh, he hands the. I don't even know what he did. He just kind of gave the ball to Rashad White. He's going to lose yards on the play, but I guess gain more yards than what would have been a sack. So Cardinals being aggressive early on.
The Cardinals have 3 wins, but they took last week the Jacksonville Jaguars all the way to overtime. That was a close game until the final few seconds.
Yes, that is
it's
true.
It's not going to be an easy win, of course, by any means. But it's a winnable game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a get-right game. This should be where they break that losing streak and start this new streak of course, winning as we finish these final 6 weeks of the regular season.
Emeka Buka makes a catch on a slant. I've been calling for the slant.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen that in too much in the Bucs' repertoire on offense, but Buka makes the catch, make it 3rd down. Avoids Buda Baker as well. That's not easy to do.
And that's rookie against rookie right there. Will Johnson's ranked as the 11th cornerback according to PFF, and he was ranked as the first corner among all corners, not just rookie corners, for the first 5 weeks. He is a very good draft pick by the Arizona Cardinals. They haven't drafted too well over the past few years, but
no, they haven't. Baker throws down the middle. It's caught. No, it's dropped by Ibuka. Looks like Ibuka should have had that one. Let's see.
Oh, I'm just seeing it now. Yeah, it's in his hands.
Oh, my
God. Can't come down with it. That's bad. That's a big-time drop. That's a drive killer. Man. It wasn't the hit by Thompson that took the ball out either. It's just concentration. Man.
Yeah, just a straight-up drop. I was thinking, too, if the Bucs were able to at least gain maybe 5 yards on the play, as great job done by the Bucs punt unit. Cameron Johnson catches the ball at the 5-yard line. But I was going to say, if they were able to get at least maybe 5 yards on it, it puts into consideration that they would go for it on 4th down, but now with the incompletion. Capo Jan says, sloppy. Steinbauer Sports, what the F? Scott Valdez, keeping it positive, says, nice kick, at least.
They're one positive, yeah. But two pre-snap penalties, the drop by Emeka Buka. I mean, those things are going to kill a drive. You're not going to be efficient with your offense if you're having those kind of mistakes. Cody Parsons, Emeka does not have the hands we were promised. Him and Kate Otten this year have had a little bit of a problem with some drops.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking like a Buka. I believe it was the Buffalo game. He just, he would have had like a 15-yard catch and run, really, and he just like dropped it right away. So, by the way, the Rams took a quick 7-0 lead, or really 6-0. I didn't see the extra point, but a quick lead on the Carolina Panthers. So that's good for Bucs fans.
The Panthers have a hard, last 5 games because they have a bye week next week, but they face the Rams, of course, this week. They face the Seahawks in a few weeks as well. The Buccaneers twice. I mean, it's not going to be easy for them to keep up with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, they control their own destiny if they continue to win. And, if they start winning here tonight.
Yeah. Greg Auman brought up a good point as well. He said, not that you would want the Bucs to do this, but the Bucs could lose out as long as they defeat the Panthers twice and win that Thursday night game against the Atlanta Falcons, the creamsicle game, and they will win the division. Now, I don't think anyone would feel good about a 9-8 Bucs winning the division and likely having the 4 seed going into the postseason. But again, if you want to swing positive, that would be a way to go about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you talked about it in Scott in the pregame, but we got some encouraging news with Jalen McMillan. The
Yes.
clearance. He's going to be. It looks like he's going to be able to return to practice this week. Encouraging news also by Ian Rappaport with Mike Evans, where not this week, but maybe next week we see a possible return of Mike Evans. So the Buccaneers are getting healthy at the right time. You love to see that.
Yeah, that would be enormous for this team if they can get Jalen McMillan. Just from a positivity standpoint as well, a guy that, hurt his neck in the preseason, hasn't been able to go at all this year, and just giving Baker Mayfield some more options. And
Yeah.
yeah, so anyway, here's the Cardinals' first drive. Marvin Harrison Jr., who's playing for the first time in a couple of weeks. He had, what was it?
Appendix removed.
Yeah, appendicitis. That's what it was. And immediately they attack Zion McCollum.
Of course. He can't be bored out there. He can't let his technique slip. He has to bring his A game. And the Cardinals have been an extremely pass-heavy offense. In the last 3 games, Jacoby Brissett has thrown for 150 pass attempts, which is insane. They're averaging 50 passes a game. They're one-dimensional for the most part. Let's see if they change that here today. But, I mean, Hassan Reddick is back. These edge rushers, if the Buccaneers cannot get 3-4 sacks, maybe 5, I'm going to feel a bit concerned with this pass rush.
Yeah, Cardinals have allowed a good amount of sacks this year. And once again, the Cardinals pick on Zion McCollum.
The $16 million man. And Jacoby Brissett started 6 games. It's number 7. He's been sacked at least 5 times in 4 of those 6 starts. So that offense line is atrocious. I feel bad for him. He has a solid left tackle. He has an okay center, but besides that, left guard, right tackle, there's major holes there.
1st and 10 for Arizona at the 25. They go play action. Brissett has all room to run. He's going to dump it off to Trey McBride. Hassan Reddick in coverage. Yikes. This Bucs defense is looking like the defense it was since coming out of the bye. Sunny Sides says, I wish I can get paid $16 million to get bored.
Yeah.
Kings are awful. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, is Zion still bored? Apparently.
Such a bad. I don't understand that concept of being bored out there.
Now the Bucs are missing tackles, as Bam Knight takes it around the corner.
Yikes. Good save by Tyke Smith using the sideline as his friend.
Alex Amiva says, this defense stinks already. Brissett over the middle, caught by McBride. About 5 yards. Sean Aguilar says, why is Reddick in coverage? I don't know. I'm tired of it, though. I'm tired of watching these edge rushers drop back in coverage. It makes no sense to me.
Remember the Buffalo Bills game? Anthony Nelson's like 40 yards down the field.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No tackling. Nice tackle by Antoine Winfield Jr., but you want that before the yard marker, not after it. Pulled a couple of linemen and just went after it. Cardinals getting into Bucs territory. Yikes. Bucs defense is sleepwalking. Kings are awful. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says Bowles retire or hire a DC because his scheme sucks. And Real BS says, which team's 3-8?
Yeah. I was going to make that joke here pretty soon. And Bose mentioned this week, Jacoby Brissett is a starting caliber. He's like a fringe starter, but he is a starting caliber quarterback in this league. You got to respect him. I was looking into his contract to see maybe he could be a free agent option that the Buccaneers can bring in as their QB2 this offseason, but unfortunately he's under contract. I actually like Jacoby Brissett a lot. I'd feel more, if it was Jacoby Brissett versus Teddy Bridgewater, I would lean Brissett in that case. He's a solid quarterback. He can pass it. He can throw it around. He's not a guy you want as your actual full-time
He's definitely
starter.
one of the. Yeah, he's definitely one of the better backups. In the league. I think that's fair.
Yep.
First and 10 for Arizona inside the 30. This has been pretty much a 95-yard drive. Bucs missing tackles left and right as Antoine Winfield Jr. gets steamrolled over on the play. Be 2nd and 4 coming up. Yeah, long lost Glazer says Antoine Winfield Jr. got trucked. Anyway, Geist85, thank you for this $2 super chat. Says Bucs looking like they will lose out. No energy. Yeah, I'm not feeling any energy at all. This team,
they feel flat. It looks way too easy.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they've given up, but it's way too early for that. But it's not looking good. The ball's up in the air. There's a play. There's some energy. It's an interception for Antoine Winfield Jr. The break that the Bucs are looking for.
There we go.
If it counts. Let's see. Do I have that video? Yeah. All right. Let's play the interception video.
That's a clean interception there by Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love to see it.
That was desperately needed. The way that drive was going.
Yeah, marching down the field. I mean, now we've seen turnovers by this defense, but now can the Buccaneers offense capitalize on this turnover and actually convert it into points? Not just a field goal. Go down the field and score a touchdown. That's been a problem with this offense.
That it has. Bucs guy says that was a pick. Thank God. Cody Parsons says, why am I not excited? Yeah, because it almost feels like it was lucky, not like a true playmaking type of effort. Virgin Boys, thanks for the $1.99 super chat, says, can we just give Dean Zion's money? We wish now, but I mean, Dean's going to be a free agent. And if I'm him, I'm saying, hey, you guys doubted me. That's why I'm a free agent now. I'm not giving you any loyalty.
Yeah.
And Bart Harley Jarvis, thanks for the $2.79, says that interception may have saved the season. I mean, first quarter interception, a bit drastic, but yeah, maybe. Bucs guy says, I'll take the luck.
Yeah, can the offense actually use that turnover to their own benefit and go down the field and score points? That's why I think who was in the comments was a Bucs guy. Somebody wasn't excited for this turnover.
Yeah, Cody Parsons.
Cody Parsons, because can this offense go down the field and score? We don't know. We don't know. I don't feel confident that they can. This team hasn't shown me enough in offense that, that's like you can really get excited for this. But yeah, it is Cody Parsons. It is, momentum, definitely, if they can capitalize on that turnover.
Comp JG says, pound the rock. That I wouldn't mind seeing.
Sergio here, yep. Sergio. Let's see what the offense does first. I'm not excited. I'm not too excited exactly.
All right, Bucky Irving's in the game, folks. First time seeing Bucky since September. They're going to run it with Bucky, and he loses yards. Yeah, Jamel Dean did a great job cutting in front of that ball. And Winfield is the beneficiary. Bucs in shotgun, 2nd and 11 after losing the yard on the Bucky run. Tez Johnson goes in motion. Pass is connected to Emeka Egbuka, trying to make up for that drop on the last drive. Bucs fan says Egbuka has to be fired up with Marvin on the field. Of course, talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. They were teammates at Ohio State, and a big win for Ohio State yesterday. Bucky gets the run on 3rd down. He moves past the marker and gets a couple of yards. So, job well done by Bucky. Bucky's staying in the game. Bucs go play action. Bucky with a good block. Baker fires down the field too high for Tez Johnson. Long Lost Glazer says, just missed him by 12 yards. Yeah, that was a bad overthrow. He had him. Yeah, that's where we talk about, like, some people want to blame Josh Grizzard, but it's like,
The accuracy.
Wide open, just missed him.
And Bucky Irvin also on that play did a great job picking up his blocking assignment. Gave Baker and it made for enough time. He just overshot it.
Nice run by Bucky on 2nd down. Lord of Licorice says, Tez is too short. It was right at Evans' chest.
I think it would have been too high for Evans too, unless Evans is like 9'5" now.
That and you got to know your target.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, 3rd and 3 coming up. Rachaad White's in the game. You got trips to the right with Godwin, Egbuka, and Johnson. Kate Otten to the left. Ooh, Rachaad White missed his block, but no problem as Emeka Egbuka makes the catch over the middle. A lot of targets today for Emeka Egbuka.
There you go.
There's a penalty on the play, and it's coming back. Tristan Wirfs is not happy with the call. Oh, that's an awful call. That's an awful call. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. That is not a penalty whatsoever.
These effing refs, man.
That turns a beautiful first down to now a 3rd and 13 situation for the Buccaneers. Horrible call there.
Yep, another penalty. Baker's screaming at the refs, too.
That was going to be in favor of the Buccaneers there.
Okay.
That's offsides.
Oh, maybe Baker wanted the free play.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted the free play. Yeah, come on, man. I hate these refs already. I hate them.
All right,
Baker can't avoid the sack on 3rd down. What a frustrating quarter for the Bucs.
That's Josh Sweat, 10th sack of the season.
Yeah, he's a dangerous player.
And there would be no accountability for the refs. Horrible call.
None.
Nothing happens. Life just moves on.
Yeah, exactly. Free
That
Subtitles AI says, refs effing us again. It never ends. Kenny Cakes says, man, the offense stinks. Keita Villain says, these refs, man, I'll tell you. LOL. Oh, man. I'm so aggravated by it. Comp JG says, I'm so done with these refs on the NFL this year. It's all across the league. I mean, we obviously see it front and center with the Bucs, but it's all across the league. Virgin Boys, thanks for the $1.99 super chat, says, Matt, get out there. I've seen enough of Dan Feeney. I did play offensive line back in the day, so I could put in a couple reps. I don't know how good it would do for the Bucs.
Tackle or guard? What were you? Or center?
I was a tackle. I played some center. I played some tackle, and I played center as well. So
likes taking tackles and move them inside sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, could it get any worse? Could we try it?
Yeah, I mean, there's some conversations about Luke Haggard. They also have Elijah Klein going as well.
I don't think they're too high on Elijah Klein. He's been inactive, of course. They had him, a little versatile inside, playing center at times during the preseason. He hasn't been the option at right guard, of course. Dan Feeney's not working out.
Second-year player still has some development.
Yeah.
To do. Mark Fisher, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says refs won, Bucs nothing on the holding call. Yeah, I mean, you look at the replay, it just looks absolutely awful. By the way, the Panthers tied it up in the game against the Rams. It's 7-7 in Carolina. Illmatic 32 said Sauce Gardner might be out for the season. I saw someone mention earlier that he got hurt, but I haven't seen the injury. Hopefully he will be okay. I'm a big fan of Sauce Gardner. Long Lost Glazer says, let's allow 55 easy yards and get another fluky play. That was a quick first quarter.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice it ended. Wow, that was
Yeah.
really quick.
Jacoby Brissett is 6 of 7 in the game. So. Yaya Diaby and Hassan Reddick were both on the left side. Yaya went after the quarterback on the run play. Luis Guerrera, thanks for the $1.99 super chat, says, why are holding calls 10 yards, not 5? Always wondered. To be honest, I don't know. It's just the rules that they came up with and haven't fixed it. And then Joyce and David Huber, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Why are NFL refs not being looked at like other leagues? It's silly. I'm in full agreement. It's ridiculous that they're not full-time. There should be a not a factory, but like there should be a headquarters where the refs go and they watch tape and they look at calls, and there shouldn't be so much of a discrepancy between one refereeing crew and another, but there clearly is.
And Matt, you can't even, the players and coaches can't even criticize the refs. They can't criticize.
Exactly.
So there's no freedom of speech there in that aspect. Or you get fined.
Yeah. No, absolutely. As Chase Rick says, refs should not be part-time. I agree. You know, the most popular league in the world, well, soccer might have something to say about that, but most popular league in this country, and we have part-time referees. Brissett scrambles on third down, but he's going to be short of the marker. Bucs force a punt, and the defense does their job. Haven't had a big return from Cameron Johnson in a while. Be a nice time to dial that up.
Stan Glassman says, watch the fake. Let's see here.
Johnson's going to have an opportunity. Gets to the 30. Looking around the league, or at my other TV, 49ers lead 7-0 over Shedeur Sanders and the Browns. Rams trying to get to midfield against Carolina. They're still tied at 7. Let's see. Jacksonville is up 7-3 on Tennessee. Houston leads 3-0 against the Colts. Miami up 7-0 on the Saints. And it's 0-0 in Jets-Falcons. They also just finished the first quarter. So 2 games without any points. That would be your Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jets-Falcons game. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we got Vikings-Seahawks. That'll be interesting with the Vikings going with another quarterback. Vegas-Chargers, Steelers-Bills, that's probably the big one. And then Sunday night's game, kind of whack as well. Denver-Washington with no Jaden Daniels. Surprised they didn't swap that out, but I don't know.
Dash Mouse says, Tucker time, Keys 44, try Tuck. Let's see if they put Tucker in there. Tucker has been so effective on the ground. With Bucky Irving returning, I talked about this last week, I'm hoping that he's not a forgotten man moving forward, that they still utilize him. I would like to see him more on the field than Rachaad White, if I'm being honest. I know Rachaad White is a better pass blocker, better receiving back, of course, but I want to see Sean Tucker get his fair share of carries. not
Yeah,
just
he
for time
deserves
being.
it. He's
Yeah.
he's looked good the last 2 weeks. He definitely deserves it. By the way, the Panthers just scored a defensive touchdown on the Rams, so
Mhm.
they lead 14-7. So not
Was
what
it an
Bucs fans want to
interception?
see. I believe so. I just saw the
Oh,
high. Yeah, it was a pick six.
okay.
Yeah, Stafford was looking for Puka Nakua.
Stafford's streak is over. It was like at this point 30-0, 30 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
Wild stat line.
Okay. What will Tampa Bay do on this drive? Bucky Irving still in the game. Bucky Irving gets a swing pass, makes one defender miss, and that's what we missed about Bucky. They're showing the roller coaster of the Bucs season. Yep. It's happened every year with the TODD.
The strong start, the slump in the middle, and the strong ending.
It's every year with this team.
Yeah.
Second and 5 for Tampa Bay. Rachaad White lined up as a receiver. And Bucky's going to be about a yard short. So no Sean Tucker.
You know, Buck Irvin has a relatively small frame for running back. I was surprised to hear that his injury, his ankle and shoulder, was the first time he's been injured while playing football. I mean, to me, that was pretty surprising.
Definitely. I mean, the amount he gets hit, the amount that the Bucs use him as well. And Sean Tucker is in the game, folks.
There we go, Keys 44. That's your guy.
They're going to run it with Tucker, and he gets just enough for the first down. So Sean Tucker getting his feet wet in this game. Carl G says, "Where is Tucker?" Bucs fan says, "There is Tucker."
There's that man. There he is.
Q's 44. Says 44. King Cook says, "Bucs roller coaster graphic." Damn, LOL. It is what it is. I thought it was a funny graphic. Bucs go play action. Payne Durham makes his first catch of the year. Wow. Good for Payne. It talks a lot of junk to the Cardinals defender. Good for the House of Payne. Scott Valdez says, "About time." Chase Rick says, "Dude is huge."
Yeah, I'd like to see him used more in the red zone, but Brizard doesn't use him in that way. I mean, first reception there of the year.
Kings are awful. Thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says, "Panthers winning. Bulls is in trouble." I mean, it's early. Bucky with a run. Gets about 3 yards. By the way, the Jets just took the lead on the Falcons, 7-0. Falcons muffed a punt, set the Jets up at the 3-yard line.
The
Yeah, 2
Falcons
picks
are
on the day. I'm sorry?
the Falcons are a head scratcher because they have the talent. I just don't know what's going on with that team. They have all the talent. I don't understand they're losing. Is execution, coaching? Is it? I don't know what it is, but what a disappointment they've been, and what a surprise the Panthers have been. 14-7 for them.
I have a feeling Raheem Morris may not be the head coach after the season. All right, encroachment. Bucs get a call.
You make it 2nd and 2.
Good hard count. Tez Johnson went, though, so. 9:40 to go in the second quarter. A quick moving game as no one scored. Bucs go play action. Baker moves in the pocket, throws. It's caught by Chris Godwin Jr. The big day for CG continues, and the Bucs are near the goal line. Stan Glassman says, nice pass. Tampa Supreme says, Godwin is back. Yeah, this is huge for the Bucs if they can get old school Chris Godwin Jr. First and goal for the Bucs. They exactly at the 10.
We got to see more, but I was one of the skeptics. I didn't know what we were going to see out of Chris Godwin with the whole fibula, just look at his ankle last year and squeezing that leg. But, he looks good today. You can't doubt him there. Bucky Irving on first down, gets about a 2-yard gain.
There's Mike Evans. Looking cool in those shades. See if the Bucs can punch this in. Baker in the shotgun, looking, throws. Oh, wide of Chris Godwin. It got tipped in the air as well. Luckily, falls incomplete. Stan Glassman says, Mike's looking smooth in the shades. Yeah, he does. Cool guy. I imagine the broadcasters are talking about him, or else they wouldn't show him on the screen twice.
And they're using both tight ends right now in the red zone. I want to see more Perry Dorman in the red zone. They're doing that right now. And Kate Hines out there as well.
Interesting situation. Not a lot of room to roam.
Nope.
Baker looking, fires for the end zone. Oh, it's dropped by Chris Godwin Jr. Ah, man. Bucs going to have to settle for a field goal. He had him. Tipped at the last second. Tight window, but should have been a catch.
Hit his arms, hit his stomach. You have to come down with that big time drop by Chris Godwin right there in the end zone. And then earlier in the game, of course, by Mecca Buc on third down. These drops, they take away points, eliminate points from your offense, of course, and they kill drives. But here comes Chase.
Kick is up, and it is good. Bucs take the lead 3-0 over the Cardinals. Well, it's points, but not the points that we wanted to see. Yes, 3 says 2 huge drops. I wouldn't call the first one. If you're alluding to the first and goal throw, I wouldn't call that a drop. I think that was more of a wide throw by Baker.
I think you might be referring to the Emeka Buka drop earlier.
Oh, probably, yeah. For sure, yes. 2 very costly third down drops. I'm actually going to take note of that.
Wellesley Jr. says Bucs need Evans and J-Mac if they don't drop those.
Yeah, Mike's had some drops before.
Yeah, everybody drops. But J-Mac, he's a really, underrated receiver for me. We don't hear, everybody wants Mike back, of course, but J-Mac had 8 touchdowns last year. He built great chemistry with Baker Mayfield as well. I'm excited to see him back once he returns. He can make those difficult 15, 20, 25 yards downfield to catches that the Buccaneers are missing.
Yeah, McMillan was their big play guy at the end of the season. I think people kind of
forget about that. Illmatic 32. Yeah, J-Mac is nasty. He's a good wide receiver. He's probably
really putting it together. He was really putting it together at the end of last season. And right before that preseason game against the Steelers, I was in Pittsburgh for the joint practice that they had with Pittsburgh, and he was lining it up in the 11 on 11s. He was probably their most effective receiver when they went to 11 on 11 later in practice. So, yeah, it was tough to see. Zach Jarvis says, "Damn, bro, I have a Godwin anytime touchdown." And then he followed that up with, "That hurt me." Yeah, he probably got a decent payout for that. There's John Gruden. He's in everywhere this season. I wonder
Dash now. Braswell time. He's still with the. He still has hope for Braswell. Lee Dykemer Purse Liver. Braswell is going to take over. Of course, this is parody. They're playing around.
Ryan Rockhurst says, Panthers have 14. We have 0. We're toast. Well, they have 3. And the Panthers just allowed a touchdown. That's Devontae Adams' second of the game. Jeez, he's going to end up with like 20 touchdowns this season.
Matt, with Braswell, of course, to me, he's a bust. But would you be okay? I know Jason Light, he likes to admit his losses sometimes and cut his losses a bit early. Would you be okay if they released him in this offseason? Because I feel like he's just taking up a spot on the roster. If they're able to find, draft a few more edge rushers, sign somebody in free agency, I feel like he's just taking up a spot at this point. You could find anybody.
Yaya Diaby with the sack on Jacoby Brissett. I would be okay with it. I think it's a bit early to give up on a second-round pick. I mean, he hasn't done anything this season. So I guess it would be if they're signing a big free agent, because you got to remember David Walker's coming back.
Yeah.
Or if they draft his replacement, then I'd be fine with it. But typically you don't see it after, after 2 seasons. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. Bucs bring the blitz on second down as well. Antoine Winfield Jr. gets to Brissett. He's able to throw it away in time, or at least throw it at the feet of the receiver.
Brissett got sacked 6 times last week. First time there by Yaya Diaby, almost twice with Antoine Winfield Jr. blitzing up the middle. Again, if the Buccaneers can't escape this game with 3, 4, 5 sacks, I'm going to be a bit concerned. They got 1 so far, almost 2 there. Yeah. So that's encouraging.
3rd and 12. Remember, 3rd and long has been awful for the Bucs. Will they stay aggressive? They're showing like they are, but they could just drop back. Yep, they drop back. They rush 4. And there's Vita Vea. Elijah Roberts wanted the sack. Job well done by Vita. Bucs get off the field again. And that was big because it was a 4-man rush that got to Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, the Jaguars didn't blitz too many times last week. They just relied on their 4-man rush because, again, that offensive line for the Cardinals has so many holes. I feel bad for Jacoby Brissett because that offensive line, I wouldn't want to play quarterback behind the offensive line. But great sack there by Vita Vea. 4th and 21. We see the Buccaneers going to get the ball back now. Good defense.
Cameron Johnson with the nice return. Defense stepping up today when they've needed to.
And Vita Vea lined up so far to the right. He's actually working against the right tackle, Beecham.
Yeah.
A rare nose tackle working against a right tackle.
Bucs fan says, nice, let's get going. Steinbauer Sports says, I forgot Vita was on the team. Good for him. Hughes 44 says, Vita Valvita cheese. There you go. Comp JG says, great defensive stand. Capo Jan says, get a touchdown. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a cushion and a 2-score lead. But we shall see. And since we're at commercial break, let's hear a message from Jorgensen Law.
Welcome to Jorgensen Law, PA, where our family's legacy drives us to fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury, workers' compensation, and Social Security, we're committed to winning for you. No fees unless we succeed. Trust in our family to help yours. Let's achieve justice together.
Jorgensen Law are the champions of the injured and disabled. They run their business out of St. Petersburg. You can get a free case evaluation with them and no fees until they win your case. So it's a great deal to have and great people to have on your side. So you can give Jorgensen Law a call at 727-347-7733. That's 727-347-7733. Jorgensen Law is the official law firm of PewterReport.com, and they sponsor every injury report and injury-related story that we do at PewterReport.com. Slowly but surely, the Bucs are putting it together in this game. Finally got points on their last offensive drive. Defense pitching a shutout, getting to the quarterback. King Cook says, stop worrying about Baker getting hurt, LOL. I honestly haven't thought about the Baker injury too much.
He had that throw to Ted Johnson that was way over him. I mean, but he hit Chris Godwin. Randy ends him. Chris Godwin just dropped it. I mean, he hit Emeka Buka on that third down. One of the early drives in this game, Emeka Buka dropped it. I mean, his accuracy has been bad. That injury has not been noticeable whatsoever, at least so far.
Yeah, and Baker was missing throws like that before the shoulder injury, too. Little run for Bucky. Bucks at midfield, by the way, so starting with good field position after the Cameron Johnson return, as Baker's like kicking in the grass on the field. USF did play there yesterday and last night, too. They had, I think, a night game.
Yeah, that Buccaneers logo is very tiny compared to what the size it normally is.
Yeah. 2nd and 8, Bucs and shotgun. I wouldn't hate a shotgun run here. They're going to pass. Ooh, Baker stepping up. He's going to run. And smartly takes the slide with Buda Baker running down. That would have been Baker on Baker. Huge Purple says, attaboy. Sergio Biltris says, Bucky's getting a lot of carries for just coming back from injury. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more on a pitch count than what, he's been on so far. Chris Godwin, when he came back last week, he had, I believe 30. He took 36% of the snaps. They kind of eased him back in.
Yeah.
Bucky Irvin's been out there. Whoa. Okay, Baker Mayfield found his way out of that one. He's running.
Big time scramble for Baker.
Good job. I'll tell you about the 22 there.
Yeah.
That was really
just
bad.
let go at the right time.
And you see there, Bucky Irving's a willing blocker, but because of his frame, it's just really difficult.
Yeah, he got driven immediately back.
Yeah. It's not for a lack of effort there.
Shot White's in the game. They're going to hand it off with White. Make something out of nothing. About 5-6 yards.
Section 5. I like the feeling of this drive a little bit better than
Yes.
the previous ones. I like it.
Little momentum.
Yep.
As Bucs go. Shotgun. Little dump off pass to Emeka Egbuka. Gets slammed to the ground by Josh Sweat.
The Cardinals 3-win team, but what a free agent pickup from the Eagles that Josh Sweat did for them. 10 sacks this season. He can do it all. He can even go into coverage at time. He's good against the run. I mean, he's what essentially Hassan Reddick. You know, the Buccaneers wanted Hassan Reddick to be.
Yeah, what they wanted Hassan Reddick to be. It's a swing pass to Rachaad White. Is he in? He's in. There's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be whoever's directing the cameras is doing a horrible job, because this is like the third time they cut to the ref on a penalty and the call's already made. They call him pass interference, I guess, on Tez Johnson. A lot of Bucs players not happy with the referees today. I don't like that call. Yeah, I mean, if anything, the Cardinals defender ran into Tez.
Yeah, that was accidental contact.
Yeah.
That erases 7 points, 6 points off the board for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
3rd and 13.
Yeah, tough spot to be in.
A bad holding penalty earlier in Tristan Wirfs, and a bad call here, pass interference on Tez Johnson.
All right, they're going to try take two with Rachaad White. He makes a couple of players miss, which makes for an intriguing 4th down. What does Tampa Bay do? They can let it go down to the 2-minute warning. And I don't know, the way that I know the defense didn't look good on the first drive for the Bucs, but the way that the Bucs were able to get to the QB on the last drive, I think they might go for it. They're obviously going to try to draw them off sides here. But yeah, I think the Bucs should stay aggressive and go for it on this 4th and 2.
No, I agree. Of course, yeah, you got to try to bait them off sides. 2-minute warning.
What do we think, chat? Should they go for it or take the points and go up 6?
I'd play aggressive here. I'd go for it. It's 2 yards. It's going to be a tough 2 yards, but go for your defense. As you stated, they've been phenomenal so far this game. 2 sacks that last drive, one by Antoine Winfield, by Yaya Diaby, almost one by Antoine Winfield Jr., and then one by Vita Vea. I risk it for the biscuit here.
Tony Bowe says go for it.
Yep.
Rosales says go for it. Tony Bowe says the run or pass is open. Yeah.
I think unanimously everybody's saying go for it here.
Yeah. Wolfman says you lost 3 in a row. Go for it. And a lot of people are very unhappy with the referees. I understand, and I agree. I agree with you. Cody Parsons says go for it. Killer instinct.
100% agree there.
Keita Villain says refs got a $10,000 parlay on the game because ain't no damn way. Mark Fisher, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says refs 2, Bucs nothing on the offensive pass interference. Desiree DeSalvo says field goal. They haven't scored any points besides the other field goal earlier. Bucs fan says hand it to White or Tucker, in my opinion. Yeah, haven't seen a lot of Sean Tucker. He has 1 rushing attempt. It was that 3rd and short that he got. So he has 1 attempt for 2 yards. Bucky Irving, 8 rushing attempts. So they said he was going to be on a pitch count, but doesn't look too much like it. He's got 27 rushing yards.
And if it's a run here, I'd like to see a little pitch maybe or a toss out to the left to Sean Tucker or Rachaad White with a nice stiff arm, but not a run right up the middle. Please do not. to you that. I think the Cardinals would expect that coming. Kid DeVillan says Panthers are doing better against the Rams than we did. That's actually a problem. What's the score, the latest score in that Panthers game?
17-14. Carolina is up on LA.
Any given
Bucs fan
Sunday.
says pony package, do it. All right, 4th and 2. Bucs are staying on the field. They're going to pass it. Baker throws over the middle. It is caught. I believe that is Chris. No, that's Sterling Shepard. So Shep makes a big catch on 4th down. Love it. Remember, the Cardinals get the ball to start the third quarter, so you don't want them to double dip.
Nope.
And in this sense, with under 2 minutes to go, the Bucs can try to milk the clock as much as they can. And, well, Arizona just called a timeout.
Risk it for the biscuit. It paid off there in that 4th and 2.
Yes.
Boomer to boomer connection there.
I like it. Bucs staying aggressive. Yeah, because, I mean, at this point, a field goal, it still makes it a one-possession game. I think risking 3 points to make it a 2-possession game is the right call. So good on Todd Bowles on that decision. We got pony package, Bucky and Rashad in shotgun lined up next to Baker. Rashad goes in motion. They're going to hand it off with Bucky Irving, who makes a couple defenders miss, and he's taken down at about the 1.5-yard line. Short yardage has been an issue for Tampa Bay, especially that Saints game at the goal line. But they didn't have Bucky for that game.
Mm-mm. You're slightly ahead of me. Did the Cardinals call a timeout? Did they stop the time?
Yes, they called
Okay.
timeout.
Okay.
Yep, they have one more.
I'd keep this on the ground right here.
Yeah, I'm not putting the ball in harm's way.
Mm-mm.
Bucs pitch it to the outside with Bucky, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. But there's a flag. Again, they cut short to the ref. I don't have the volume on.
Is
I
that going
need
to
to
be
read
Durham?
what the ref is saying. I guess they're going to get Payne Durham on a hold.
Yeah. It was a little bit of
Yeah,
an awkward.
he did tackle him. I'll agree with that one. Damn, that's a shame.
As soon as it happened, I saw it, man.
People
Yeah,
on
he
my
played.
list right now, it's the referees in general, and whoever is directing these cuts to the refs after the penalty, do a horrible job. That was a good call.
It was a good call. He tackled Buda
I
Baker.
have to be fair about it. We got to call it like it is. So back to second and goal.
Yeah, it's been the refs beating the Buccaneers so far, but now the Buccaneers beat themselves with that hold there. Pushes them all the way back here to the, what is that?
Rashad. All right, so Rashad White pretty much gets back to where the original line of scrimmage was before the penalty, so makes for a captivating third down.
And for me, this is also 2 down territory. I'm going to go for it on a 4th if we don't get it here.
Yeah, I agree.
Daniel Gomez, that was on Payne, mental issue. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he just I get it. Buda Baker is one of the best safeties in the league, but can't tackle the guy.
You know, it's surprising to me. Buda Baker, last week, he got his first interception since 2022. It's been years since he got an interception. That surprised me. He got his also first sack since sometime. It's the first sack of the season he got last week also.
Bart Harley Jarvis with a 279 super chat. Thank you. Says need 2 big upgrades at tight end next year. Horrible. Yeah, Payne Durham's the blocking tight end. There you go. Play action. Tristan Wirfs in the end zone for a touchdown. Are you kidding me? Tristan Wirfs was calling for the ball, and now he gets it. His first career touchdown. Holy smokes. Tristan Wirfs. It's a big man touchdown. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, I can't wait for that post-game press conference if the Bucs win. Extra point by Chase McLaughlin is good.
I didn't have a Tristan Wirfs big boy TD on my bingo card today. That's awesome to see right there.
Wow. Oh, my God. I am fired up. Let me change the score as well. Yeah, we were in the locker room like 2 weeks ago, and Tristan was calling for the ball.
King Cook, yep. There we go. Creativity. That was creative. Hughes 45. That's not anyone's card. Exactly. What a play there. I love that. Grizz the Wiz. Dash Mow. HB Living 4293. Unlike Otten, Wirfs has gloves on. He didn't drop it.
Tristan Wirfs has more touchdowns than any tight end on the Bucs roster. I'm picking Tristan Wirfs up in fantasy. Illmatic says, my worst TD prop hit. Let's go. Obviously joking. Oh, man, that was awesome. Stubby Ryan's now been a Pewter Report YouTube channel member for 11 months. Thank you for the support. Says Josh Grizzard, Bucs OC 2025 and 2026. Terrence Montgomery says, okay, I'll give the offensive coordinator that one. Great call. Yep. Tristan Wirfs with the touchdown. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Comp JG, he's tight end 1.
Yeah.
With those touchdown numbers. Now 1 touchdown a season there. More than Otten, more than, of course, Payne Durham, Devin Cope, who's been invisible. He is your tight end 1. Yep.
HB Livin says, unlike Otten, Wirfs has gloves on. Keita Villain says, TW! Exclamation points. Yeah, we've talked about this in the locker room a couple weeks ago. As far as initials go, is Tristan Wirfs on the Mount Rushmore of TW? Now, obviously, I think Tiger Woods probably number 1 on that TW list, but Tristan Wirfs may have a case on the Mount Rushmore of TWs.
I mean, all pro right tackle, all pro left tackle. Pretty good resume for him. Super Bowl awesome.
Champ.
Yeah.
Steven touchdown. Oh, that was awesome. Who would have thought when Tristan Wirfs missed the beginning of the season with the knee injury that he would be scoring touchdowns?
Now I'm sure Vita Vea, he's going to start calling for his own touchdown.
Yeah, right?
Give him a little carry on the goal line. All right, Cardinals, about minute 31 here. No timeouts. I would love to see a 3 and out for the Buccaneers defense here, and the offense gets one more chance to go down the field.
Yeah, I think the Bucs got to end this half with still 0 points by the Cardinals. I remember Simeon Rice is getting inducted into the Bucs Ring of Honor. They'll have that ceremony at halftime, so they probably won't show it on Fox, but it'd be cool. Servase Dennis on the blitz and almost gets to Brissett. That might be intentional grounding. Brissett's tried to make a case. Bucs have all 3 timeouts, too. I mean, okay, no intentional grounding. But if the Cardinals are going to keep throwing the ball, Bucs get some incompletions, they could score again. Yeah, they blitzed Servassier and Jacob Parrish. Up. On second thought, okay, they are calling intentional grounding. Fantastic. Curious if the Cardinals will still try to throw it now. I could see them just wanting to get into halftime. All right, 2nd and 23, a minute 27 to go in the second quarter. We're going to get a draw. Nope. Set over the middle. It's caught. Let's eventually make the tackle, but a lot of yards picked up there. Bucs call timeout with a minute 21 to go. They want to get the football back. The Rams have taken a 21-17 lead over the Carolina Panthers. Third and 9.
Big third down, because you're going to have to call, unless it's an incomplete pass, if you call a timeout here after this play, you still have one timeout. You're going to have maybe, when you get the ball back, maybe about a minute and 8 seconds left. You still have an opportunity to go down the field up tempo, try to score at least a field goal before half.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But you got to get the stop first.
Yeah.
So let's see. Bucs rush 4. Vita Vea pushing back the lineman, and now the Bucs got to worry about the clock and getting a stop here because Marvin Harrison Jr. makes the catch, and Cardinals are at about the 45. A minute to go. Brissett to the sidelines. Caught, but inbounds. McCollum on the tackle. 50 seconds to go. 45 seconds to go. How was that a first down? He was like 4 yards short. Bucs bring a blitz. Brissett's going to step up. Levante and Servassier team up for the tackle. 28 seconds to go. 2nd and 7. 20 seconds to go. Logan Hall can't get to Brissett. 10 seconds to go. Are they going to be able to spike it? I think so. 8, 7, 6, 5. Son Reddick was clearly offsides, was he not? Anyway, Cardinals get to spike it with 2 seconds and attempt a. We'll see how long it is, but it seemed fairly long.
Chad Ryland, their kicker, has a career long of 58. This season, 57. This should be within inside his range.
52. I mean, 52 is like 42 in today's NFL. Looks like I think the Bucs called a timeout. Yeah, not a bad idea.
Attempt to ice a kicker would have went right down the middle no matter what here. Unfortunately, because of that big third down conversion by Harrison, we didn't get to see the Buccaneers offense on the field again. And of course, they're going to be able to score 3 points here.
Right, like it's still the right move to call the timeouts, but it looks like it's going to end up backfiring for Tampa Bay. All right, 52-yarder. Not too much wind. Kick is up, and it is good. Cardinals get on the board. That'll make it 10-3 at halftime. So that touchdown becomes that much more important for Tampa Bay. Remember, the Cardinals do get the ball to start the third quarter, so they end up double dipping anyway. We'll get to some comments. Take a look around the league as well. KKDD says, too easy. Wow. Geist 85, pathetic defense. Steinbauer Sports, Zion's fault again.
It was Jamel Dean who got beat on the third down conversion, though, with Harrison.
Yeah. Eater 17 says, funny, we have the same needs as last offseason. Edge and corner again. Yeah, it's true. Keita Villain says, Matt and Dan, do you guys see the missed tackles and over pursuit from the D line? Definitely see the missed tackles. There was a ton, especially on that first drive when Arizona was moving the ball pretty easily. Tackling definitely needs to get cleaned up. Rommel Bradley says, this is sad. I mean, they're up 10-3. Let's not act like the sky is falling. Blaine Bromfield, I'm not even going to read your comment. It's just stupid. I'm going to be real. Ooh, Florida. I guess this happened earlier today. I missed it. Florida is hiring John Sumrall, the former Tulane head coach, to be their head coach. All right. Let's take a gander at the stats after the first half. Baker Mayfield, not Buda Baker. Baker Mayfield is 11 of 15 for 117 yards. And the touchdown pass to Tristan Wirfs. He has been sacked twice. Solid ground game for the Bucs. 14 attempts, 70 yards. A lot of that was Baker scrambling. Bucky Irving leads the way. 9 attempts for 35 yards. And then Baker 2 for 26. Rashad White 2 for 7. And Sean Tucker 1 for 2. Chris Godwin Jr., 2 catches for 56 yards. Rashad White, 2 for 20. Emeka Buka, 3 for 19. Payne Durham 1. Sterling Shepard 1. Cade Otton 1. And the big one, Tristan Wirfs, 1 catch, 2 yards, and a touchdown. So that was super cool to see. Servase Dennis leading the way for the Bucs in tackles. He has 5 tackles, 4 solo as well. Zion has 3, Levante has 3, and as far as the sacks go, 1 for Vita Vea and 1 for Yaya Diaby. And Antoine Winfield Jr. has the interception for Tampa Bay. Arizona, Jacoby Brissett is 10 of 15 for 95 yards. Bam Knight, 5 attempts for 33. And Jacoby Brissett, 2 for 8 on some scrambles. So Bucs keeping the running game in check for Arizona, at least after that first drive. Marvin Harrison Jr. leads Arizona in receiving, 4 for 46. Quiet game for Trey McBride, only 3 for 17. And Akeem Davis-Gaither and Buda Baker are tied for the team lead with 6 tackles. So here's your halftime update for the Bucs. Looking around the league, San Fran is ahead of Cleveland 10-8. So I guess Cleveland got a 2-point conversion. Jags lead 15-3 over the Titans. Houston looking to upset the Colts. They're up 10-6. Miami leading at 13-0 on the Saints. Jets and Falcons are tied at 7-7. And at halftime, the Rams are leading Carolina 21-17. It's obviously a big game for the Bucs and in the standings of the NFC South. So
Blaine Bromfield here. He says Grizzard will be gone. Trust me. I don't think we can blame Grizzard for any problem the Buccaneers are having on offense today. He was creative in the goal line with the pass to Tristan Wirfs. Chris Godwin Jr. dropped a pass in the end zone. Emeka Buka dropped a pass on third down in the first 2 drives. Baker Mayfield overshot Tez Johnson earlier in the game as well. I don't know what exactly were you blaming Josh Broussard for here today. To me, he's done a solid job. It's been execution and the drops. Some of of course, the calls by the refs, like the holding on Tristan Wirfs, which wasn't holding at all. The pass interference, which was accidental contact by Tez Johnson. I don't know what we're blaming Josh Broussard for here. There's much blame for him throughout the season, of course. Like in New Orleans, running five straight pass run attempts right up the middle. I mean, but today, I don't think we could blame him for much. So far, at least.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with you. There's not much more Josh Broussard could have done. At some point, it's player execution, and I think this game is the prime example for it.
I'm not praising him by any means. He hasn't been spectacular today. Also, it's just we can't blame him for any of the issues the Buccaneers have in the offense right now. And they're still up in the game.
I think Josh Broussard is going to be the he's going to be the offensive coordinator next season, I think. And I think that's a solid thing. That's a fine thing. Mark Fisher, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, says it is noteworthy how often the Cards are targeting Zion. On the bright side, good pass rush, but keep lane internet. I don't know what that means.
It's not good when teams are targeting your CB1, your $16 million man. They're not respecting. Teams normally they target the opposing corner, or they don't target your CB1, and they feel like they can exploit Zion McCollum out there, and that's only Zion McCollum's fault.
Yeah, so the Rams put out the blueprint of we're going to attack Zion McCollum. So other teams are going to see that and just duplicate what LA did. Now, obviously, the Cardinals are doing it to an extent and not exactly the same way and the same efficiency that the Rams were, but other teams are going to see this. The Panthers, I'm sure Dave Canales already, and obviously he was in the building with this team and with Zion. Dave Canales has got to be licking his chops about how to formulate a game plan and beat Zion McCollum.
David Durant says, Daniel Morales equals anonymous guy. Great coverage, guys. You can go follow me at Daniel M on TV if you want to.
There you go. Make sure you follow Daniel. Check out Daniel's Bucs podcast as well. Comes out each week.
Yep, through the bay if you guys want to check me out. Thank you, Matt.
Keita Villain says, Zion isn't a good cover corner at all. If I'm being honest, Dean should be re-signed again. We draft another corner. I mean, we're all I don't think it's under an assumption that Jamel Dean's coming back. Steinbauer Sports says, I followed Daniel yesterday.
Thank you,
Mike. There you go. Bucs fan says, the Bucs have a lot of holes, but a reasonable pass rush would hide a lot of them. I could not agree more.
I mean, the Rams have Emmanuel Forbes Jr. at cornerback, and he looks good this season. He had his best game against the Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's largely because of that pass rush, that front four. They allow the cornerbacks, they allow the safeties to play more aggressive, allow them to jump ahead of balls, be more aggressive. I mean, if you have a good pass rush, yes, it does hide many of your issues on defense. And Hassan Reddick's out there today. He's working against a backup right tackle and hasn't made much of an impact, unfortunately, so far.
Not too much. Daniel Gomez says, Dean should have had that pick that 31 caught. Yeah. But Dean also has more picks than anyone else on this team. So. Stan Glassman says, if the Bucs get a pass rush, the Dubs will look much better. Pass rush is the great equalizer, or a good pass rusher can be a great equalizer as well.
And again, this Cardinals offensive line, a whole lot left guard, a whole lot right guard, a whole lot right tackle. There's going to be opportunities for you to get those sacks, as we've seen the Buccaneers already with 2 sacks, almost a third with Antoine Winfrey Jr. blitzing in. There's going to be opportunities to get to Jacoby Brissett. They're also extremely pass heavy. You just got to be able to get those sacks, of course. You got to be able to get to the quarterback. So far, they've done it today. But also, you don't want to, if the Buccaneers do escape this game with 6 sacks as well on the flip side, you can't crown them and say, hey, we have a pass rush now and everything's good, because this is a horrible offensive line. But if you don't get the sacks against this horrible offensive line, then I'm a bit concerned. But if you do get the sacks on the offensive line, against this offensive line, you can't overhype this defense, also this defensive pass rush. It's kind of a little bit of a complicated scenario.
Yeah.
There.
No, that's a really good point. It's like the job's not finished just because they're able to get one pass rush going. So
yeah.
Downloading some pictures for after the show.
And when I was going through the Cardinals, also, the way they built this offensive line is really bad. Only Paris Johnson, left tackle, he's the only homegrown offensive lineman. The rest of the offensive linemen, they've been journeyman offensive linemen the Cardinals just signed. And they weren't good also. That's not how you build a winning football team. It all starts in the trenches. I mean, Kyler Murray, you can't really assess him. You can't really assess Jacoby Brissett also if he doesn't have time to throw the football. If they don't, there's always constant pressure on the quarterback. You got to build that offensive line first if the Cardinals want to find success in the future.
Grant says there won't be any major changes to the coaching team unless someone chooses to leave. That's probably true. Well, probably special teams. I could see a new special teams coach in there after the year, but we'll see. They showed a little bit of the Simeon Rice Ring of Honor induction. Rondé Barber was there, which is cool. Derek Brooks was there. Of course, teammates with Simeon. John Gruden, obviously, there. So it looks like we're getting close to the third quarter. Still some players warming up.
Diesel says another outside linebacker edge, maybe 2. I agree with that. Cornerback, I agree, because Jim Aldean's going to be a free agent. And he says wide receiver. I don't think wide receiver is going to be a priority for the Buccaneers this offseason. You're still going to have Godwin, McMillan, of course, and Emeka, and Tez Johnson under contract. Mike Evans won't be on contract, but I don't expect him to leave. If he wants to continue, he'll come back to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I could see them going after one, but I don't think it's going to be their first priority.
No.
Because Ibuka, is he a wide receiver 1 or is he a wide receiver 2? I think is the big question.
To me, he has wide receiver 1 potential. You just have to learn how to create a bit more separation.
Sure. But if we're saying he's more of a carbon copy of Chris Godwin Jr., that's more wide receiver 2. Now, he can certainly develop into a wide receiver 1. Inside linebacker is certainly huge as well.
Yeah.
I think tight end has to be on the table based on Cade Otton and him potentially being gone after this season. And I think the Bucs could probably use an upgrade as well at the tight end position. So, and then also if Rachaad White's gone, running back becomes the conversation as well. Okay, we have started the third quarter. It's a good return for the Cardinals. Big hit on the sideline. Who got taken out there? A coach was taken out. I couldn't tell who, but Not the start you want. So good field position for Arizona to start this third quarter. Tyke Smith misses a tackle. So does Zion. Yep, the missed tackles continue for the Bucs. That's first down for Bam Knight. Real BS says special teams to the rescue again. Oh, ball's out, and it's recovered by Tampa Bay. Tyke Smith with the fumble recovery. Looked like Vita Vea knocked it loose, and it's the second turnover of the game for Tampa Bay.
Well, that's how you start the second half.
Yeah.
What a great play. I want to see the replay. Does he punch it out? Does he just smack it out of his hand?
Logan Hall with the forced fumble.
Wow, look at Logan Hall making an impact. Great play there. And Tyke Smith, who missed the tackle on the last play, recovers the football there. Good job.
Big time turnover for the Bucs. See if they can regain that 2-score lead. They're going to pitch it to the outside with Sean Tucker in the game. Shawnee Tucks goes for about 8 yards. Late hit as well, out of bounds. Looks like they're going to call Arizona on it.
Yep, Sean Tucker cannot become an invisible man just because Bucky's back.
Holding? What? Oh, man.
Offsetting penalties. You're right.
Guess they called Gedeke. I don't know when to let go, man.
Yeah, that's a clear hold. There's no escaping that one.
Bucs go play action on this new 1st and 10. Baker fires over the middle. Not caught by Ibuka. I don't know. I'm pretty unimpressed with the Emeka Ibuka.
I mean, that was a difficult low catch, if we're being honest. That would have been a really hard reception.
Sure, yeah. Tougher, but, I mean, if he wants to be wide receiver 1, he makes those plays.
You got to make those. Yeah, I agree with you. No, yeah, it hit his hands. You got to, and it's difficult. You're on the ground, but you got to come down with that. I agree with you.
Sean Tucker in the game. Payne Durham goes in motion. Oof. Was that Graham Barden? Just got beat horribly.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. Graham just destroyed there. Who is that? 55.
Yeah. And he was shooting the gap that Sean Tucker was going for, so that didn't help either. All right, 3rd and 12.
I believe PFF has Graham Barton ranked as the 38th center in the league, which is horrible, unfortunately. And he wasn't getting much help, of course, with the backup left guard and right guard in. Baker on the run, throws it away.
Bucs can't capitalize on the turnover. Obviously, the holding penalty on the Sean Tucker run slowed down a little bit of the momentum.
And they get these turnovers, but as he said, they don't capitalize often on them.
Riley Dixon boots it. Fair catch. Caught at the 20. Q's 445 says, way to go.
Wasted
and there's
the
a penalty
turnover.
on the Cardinals that'll push him back even further.
Dan Glassman, turnover for nothing.
Yeah. Capo Jan says, we won't go far. Yeah, I don't have a lot of trust in this team. I think second round exit is probably their ceiling right now.
I mean, they have the win right now, and I don't even feel like good about that. You know, or they
Yeah.
have the lead right now. I don't. It's just like hasn't been impressive.
Like, why are they in this tight game with a 3-8 team? I know the Cardinals are better than 3-8, but damn.
Yeah, Lord Jimbo too says Graham Barton is a bust. I'm not ready to call him a bust yet, but because again, I don't know how much of it is on him playing poorly and having Dan Feeney at right guard, or whether it's Luke Haggard, whatever backup is in at right guard for Cody Malk, and then Ben Bredesen in and out this whole year. He hasn't got much help in that interior offensive line.
Bucs, Red Sox, Red Wings says we have 2 plays all year where all 5 offensive line won their pass rush matchup, how ESPN calls it. Second worst is Houston with 29 such plays. Yikes. Eric Jantz says, Cardinals better than 3-8? Are you kidding me? Most embarrassing team in the NFL. I mean, that's just not true. You see the Saints.
Right.
The Titans look pretty awful. The Cardinals, by no means, are the most embarrassing team in the NFL.
Again, they took Jacksonville to overtime last week. That was a high-scoring game.
Kings are awful. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Says Grizzard giving his best Leftwich impersonation. Again, we already talked about it, but like, what do you want Josh Grizzard to do? Emeka Egbuka had a drop. Chris Godwin Jr. had a drop. There was a terrible call by the refs. Again, on this drive, they got 8 yards on first down. Now, it was offsetting penalties, but they probably get that first down, a little bit of momentum. Then they go back and Baker makes a bad throw on first down.
Yep.
Graham Barton doesn't do his job on his blocking assignment. Like, I don't know. How is it Josh Grizzard's fault in this game specifically? Okay.
Real BS 83 says, here's a novel concept. Draft a center instead of moving a tackle to center. For me, the jury's still out on Barton, but yeah, I think he would make a really good guard.
Especially because we saw Ben Bredesen play center this year.
Yeah. There were no botched snaps I could remember. He did pretty solid.
Yeah. And Cardinals picking on Zion McCollum again.
And Michael Wilson's like a wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, working against a CB1.
Ooh, Brissett had Trey McBride open down the field, but wasn't able to hit him. Lord Jimbo 2 says Zion has got no sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm. Bucs fan. Zion is bored counting his bag of cash. Again, I don't know how you can be bored when you're playing in the National Football League. He's not a bench warmer. He's out there playing in the game.
Yeah.
You got paid $16 million a year.
And the Panthers have taken the lead over the Rams, 23-21. Extra point is good, so now 24-21. Screenplay. Oh, Jacob Parrish got steamrolled. Steamrolled.
Yikes. That's Greg
First
Dortch
down,
there.
Arizona.
5'7", smaller receiver. He also runs, I believe, a 4.58, but he's kind of like Tez Johnson, where the 40 time doesn't necessarily line up with his actual playing time. He plays a lot quicker than 4.5.
Yeah. Bucs finally make a tackle. Little aerial shot of Ray J. Simeon Rice's name included, right next to John Gruden. Second and 8 for Arizona. They're on their own 40. Anthony Nelson comes in as a free rusher, but can't get there in time. Chris Braswell with the tackle as they drop him back in coverage.
And if you're Anthony Nelson, you got to put your hands up. He didn't get to 40% in time, but he has a very big frame. What, 6'5", 6'6"? Just put your hands up. It makes that pass very difficult for Jacoby Brissett to attempt.
First and 10. Brissett tonight. Oof, big hit by Winfield, but not until it was a first down.
I forgot that today was also the My Cause, My Cleats game. I only see Elijah Roberts out there with customized pair of cleats.
Had purple shoes on.
Yeah.
Cardinals moving the ball. $8:50 to go in the third quarter. Bucs still up by a touchdown.
The Cardinals have been much more balanced in offense today than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Again, Brissett was averaging about 50 pass attempts per game the last 3 weeks. His running back was averaging about 8 carries per week over the last 3 weeks. It's been a much more balanced attack. Good tackle by Parrish there.
Yeah. Makes it a third down. Haven't seen that much on this drive. Greg Gaines sprinting off the field. You got Nelson and Braswell on the edge. Oh, boy. Bucs communicating. Oh, I don't know if they got the right setup. They bring the pressure. Brissett throws it deep. Just overthrows Harrison, who had a couple of steps ahead of Zion McCollum. But the Bucs do get the stop. Sets up a 4th and 3. We'll see what Arizona decides to do. I'd like the Bucs giving the pressure, though. You got to force them to make the play.
There's a lot of communicating before that snap. Zion gets beat a little bit. Oof. Luckily out of bounds, a little bit over.
And the field goal is no good. Bucs catch a break. They retain their 10-3 lead. Ryland misses to the right. Yeah, just never went through. Mark Fisher, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Says, first, no one at bottom of screen to cover. The no one at top of the screen to cover. Pathetic. Yeah, I mean, Zion just got beat one-on-one. He's struggling big time.
Yeah, it's difficult because you're married to Zion next year essentially because his money next year is guaranteed. And
Yeah.
what is a team? What are you going to get in exchange if a team wants to trade with you for Zion? A fifth round pick? I don't think anybody's going to trade a third for.
Yeah, and they're not going to trade him after this extension. And
no, of course,
because then you're down your two starting corners if Jamel Dean leaves in free agency. So they are stuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
Migo the trainer says, "Woo!" A lot of displeasure with Zion. Capo Jan says, at least get in field goal range. Yeah, any score at this point is big. Makes it a 2-possession game. Shaggy says a drum gets beat less than Zion. By the way, after the game, we will have a Pewter post-game show where we will recap everything from Bucs versus Cardinals, hopefully talking about a Bucs win. It'll be myself and Scott, and Scott is at Raymond James Stadium right now, so we'll be live from Raymond James Stadium for the post-game show. We'll do it a little bit after we hear from Baker or Todd Bowles and Baker. Sometimes a little bit later when the Bucs are home because we have locker room access and some WFLA stuff and things like that. But yeah, plan for around 5 o'clock ish for the Pewter post game show. A $1.99 super chat from Virgin Boys. Thank you very much. Says Zion has to be playing injured, right? Well, he did have that hand injury earlier in the year, but that's not why he's losing coverage. Bucky Irving is in the game for Tampa Bay, along with Tez Johnson to the right. They're going to run it with Bucky, trying to find a little space, eventually finds it. Picks up a couple yards.
Yeah, Zion had the thumb procedure earlier on in the season, but yeah, the thumb isn't why you're getting beat by Marvin Harrison Jr. 101. Or why he got beat last week by Puka Nacua on a 3rd and 18, or on the goal line with outside leverage against Devontae Adams. Look at Elijah Roberts putting his hands high up on that kick.
Yeah.
Making it very difficult. Very good job.
Let's go play action. Baker's got to be on the move. Oh, nearly picked. He was looking for Emeka Egbuka.
Ooh.
Put that one in harm's way. Big 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Tez Johnson to the left. They got 3 receivers to the right. Cardinals bring a blitz. It's picked up. Baker throws down the field. Has a wide open Emeka Egbuka. Well done. He holds on to it. Does some type of What's that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch? Doctor Strange? Looked like he was opening that
Oh,
circle.
yeah.
Strange does, yeah. Anyway, big third down conversion for Tampa Bay.
As Nick, the trainer here, says, finally a Mecca. Doesn't drop this one. Comes down with it. Great reception up the middle. And good on-target throw by Baker.
Bucky somehow always finds a way to get positive yards. It's crazy.
Yeah, that play too, right there. He fully stopped. He just assessed the situation, made something out of nothing, just 2 yards, but could have been much worse.
Yeah. Looks like it's pouring in Carolina now.
Yeah. And the Panthers put in more of a fight than the Buccaneers did last week against the Rams. 24-21, Panthers in the lead. Bucs fans need the Panthers to lose that game.
They do. Cardinals bring a blitz, but Baker sees it, and Chris Godwin Jr. makes the catches. He's moving. Big day for Chris Godwin Jr.
And Godwin just finds a little soft spot in the zone, sits down. Baker hits him. You like to see vintage Godwin back. This is very encouraging. Again, I was a skeptic. I didn't know if we were going to see the Chris Godwin of old, but look, 3 catches, 78 yards. He's doing what you need from him.
Kate Otten, still no gloves. Does make the catch, though. Scott Valdez says he held it. Q's44 says bare hands got it. 2nd and 5 for the Bucs. Baker and shotgun. 2nd to go on the play clock. Going to hand it off with Bucky, who bounces to the outside, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. There's no flags on the field. Bucky Irving rushes in for a touchdown in his return to the lineup.
There appears to be no pitch count with Bucky Irving. He's out there, man. No. You got great blocks set up by Chris Godwin Jr., Luke Gedeke right there. Even Tez Johnson down the field. What a score.
The extra point by Chase McLaughlin is good. So the Bucs take a commanding 17-3 lead in the 3rd quarter. They have needed Bucky Irving today.
Yep, Q44 says his first rushing TD of the season. Yeah.
That's true. Good for Bucky.
Yep, good for Bucky. Bucky has a juice, as Lee here says. C.A. Reeves, he looks energized.
Yeah, he definitely looks happy to be playing. That's 12 rushing attempts for 52 yards for Bucky Irving. So hit the over on his run prop total. Oops. Q's44 says roll with the hot hand. Capo Jan says, Panthers beating the Rams don't sit well with me. Panthers have the ball, too. And Panthers got a first down. Yeah, they're moving him. Falcons in a dogfight with the Jets, 14-14, as Bijan Robinson scampers for a first down.
I like Faruko Wab. His comment here, he says, everyone complaining about Grizzard earlier should at least give him praise on that drive. That was a tremendous drive there. Honestly, you need execution to be able to score there, but good drive, good play calling. We got some super chats.
Yep. Yes, we do. Thank you to Rhino from Wyo for the $4.99 super chat. Says, I know SR has been nervous about Godwin returning to being Godwin, but today has been encouraging. Absolutely. This is the best game Chris Godwin Jr. has had all season. When you add in him returning earlier in the year in week 4 and week 5, and then the second return this time around between last week and this week as well. So this is great to see from Chris Godwin Jr. I guess there's a penalty on the Bucs. I don't know. Anyway, great job by the Bucs kickoff team. But yeah, awesome to see Chris Godwin Jr. doing well. And Two Wood Cinco Ocho, thank you for the $1.99, says Godwin and Bucky looking great today. Yeah, the reinforcements have helped. Jamel Dean coming back was big on that interception for Antoine Winfield Jr. And, Hassan Reddick, not making a ton of big plays, but I think, he was on the field when they got the Vita Vea sack with the 4-man pass rush. So I think paying some dividends as well, despite not getting to the QB. All right, let's see the Bucs put the hammer down. That's not going to do it. As Marvin Harrison Jr. looks pretty beat up.
He's limping around.
Yeah. And he's going to beat Zion. Everyone's going to be like, he's got one leg and he's better than Zion McCollum. Come on, I need a Christian McCaffrey touchdown. Percent over the middle, the ball's tipped and still gets to Trey McBride. It looked like he got tipped unless I'm hallucinating. Come on, Christian McCaffrey. Go. Yeah, it was tipped by C.J. Brewer. Right to a wide open Trey McBride.
Yeah, perfect. If you can't get to the quarterback, put your hand up. Leave it to tip it. Still gets completed, though, by Trey McBride. But again, that's what you do. If you're a defensive lineman, you're a pass rusher, you can't get to the quarterback, at least put your hand up. I wish Anthony Nelson did that earlier in the game.
Yeah. Second and 5 for the Cardinals. They went with a screen to Trey McBride.
Yeah, Stan Glassman. McBride is a beast. Buck should have picked him up.
I loved him during the draft process.
Knight gets the first down there on the ground with the Cardinals. A little toss outside, brings it back up the middle. Nobody tackling there.
Wellesley Jr. says, typical Bulls defense, 2-score lead, and now the defense looks awful. Yeah, you'd like them to
foot on the gas.
Yeah, exactly. Swing pass, gets about 8 yards. Steinbauer Sports says, I find it hilarious that Bowles is fascinated by Zion and gave him all that money. Well, it's not just Bowles. Jason Light has to decide that as well. Cardinals go play action. Oh, how do you miss him? And hits a wide open running back. Yikes, man. Touchdown, Arizona. Are they going to go for 2? Are they going to do the analytical thing? Yeah, Anthony Nelson and Chris Braswell just ran into each other. Nope, they're going to go for 1.
Yeah, no energy on defense this whole drive. If you let your foot off the gas, the opposing team, no matter if they have 3 wins or 10 wins, they're going to be able to come back.
Bucs still lead by a touchdown. We got 30 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You know, I was thinking about this. I think this team is also missing a vocal leader on defense, like some real aggressive vocal leader. You know, KJ Britt was kind of the trash talker before. He wasn't, of course, a good inside linebacker, but at least he was the guy who would sometimes rally up this defense. Levante David is a lead by example type of guy. Villa is a bit quiet. Antoine Winfield, another lead by example. This team doesn't have a real, vocal leader. What was it? Anthony Walker, the inside linebacker the Buccaneers signed this offseason. He was here, of course, in training camp for Miami. He was kind of that trash talker on defense too, but of course they parted ways with him. I think they're missing also a guy who just will get in your face, keep you accountable, call out a Zion if he's being bored out there on the field. I think you need that vocal leader. And
I think that's a good point. The Bucs had it back in the day when like JPP was here and Ndamukong Suh, but they don't really have that true blue fire starter anymore. So I think you're onto something. Mr. King 03, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says game done, Bucs lose with a couple of laughing, crying emojis. I think you're being sarcastic there, but thank you for the super chat,
Mr. King.
Cody Parsons says, aside from the interception, the Cardinals have carved up our defense pretty well. Yeah, it's been an odd game for the Cardinals offense because like that first drive of the game, they moved the ball down the field and then threw the interception. And then first drive of the second half, we're moving it and then just inexplicably fumbled. So some different stuff happening in this game. And we have a super chat from Virgin Boys. Thank you for the $1.99. Says Vita just out there collecting a check. I mean, recorded a sack today. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it's just this team has no vocal true leaders, just guys who, quieter guys who lead by example. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but I would like to see some guy, when the defense is letting up, when they're letting their foot off the side, off the gas, somebody on the sideline rallying this defense together, getting in their face, trying to get them, energized, mentally focused. Todd Bowles, of course, is going to do that. He's not that type of vocal. Ooh. Okay. That was a muffed return there.
Yeah.
Probably the sun got in his eyes, Cam Johnson.
Bucs will start at the 20.
Yeah, Kid DeVillain says nobody holds anybody accountable. I agree with that.
Little screen to Bucky. He's got room. Bucky up to the 40. Nice job. Man, the Bucs have sorely, sorely missed Bucky Irving.
It's like the Energizer Bunny. There you go.
Yeah. Kings are awful. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Says Bowles needs the retirement home. I think that's a little harsh. And that's it for the third quarter. Bucs get a first down on the first play of this drive. And it's time to put your fours up, people. Bucs lead by a touchdown as we enter the fourth quarter. So put them up. Put them up, folks. Let's get a win. Let's get a win for Tampa Bay. David Arbuckle says, so glad Bucky is back. Maybe we can muster an offense with him. Yeah, he's been the locomotive, him and Chris Godwin Jr.
Explosive.
Daniel Gomez putting up some fours.
Bilka Buck said, I'm sorry, read the super chat.
Son the Child, thanks for the $2 super chat. Says, the team chasing us is beating the team that beat us. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. The NFL is a week-to-week league, and the Panthers are punting, so Rams will have a chance to take the lead. As good as Bucky's been, I am a little surprised that they have not used Sean Tucker at all in this game.
Yeah, that's what I was scared. I've been scared about. You can't just make him the invisible man now. He's been extremely effective on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, this guy had a 43-yard rushing touchdown 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, he can't get a snap. It's very odd. It's very odd.
Keys 44 said, I told y'all he's back in the broom closet.
Yeah.
He's forgotten now.
Nico the Trainer with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate it. Says, been Pro Bowls for years, but it's the same issues. No pass rush, bad corners, injuries, midseason slide. Guy in charge has got to be held responsible. Bowles does a good job of having his lasting image of something positive. Because it's easy right now to be like, their defense stinks and they're not a good team and blah, blah, blah. But if they win today and they rattle off a winning streak, the last thought will be like, oh, well, they won 5 games in a row. They won 6 games in a row. So the PR machine in that sense has been good for Todd Bowles. We have a $20 super chat from Son the Child. Thank you so much for this super chat. Says, still think we can beat them. Talking about the Cardinals? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bucs offense just put together a great touchdown scoring drive on their last drive and just moved the ball on their first play. Now we're going to start the fourth quarter. So for sure, I think the Bucs can win.
Yeah, this is supposed to be one of those winnable games. It's a lot closer than I know many fans want it to be right now. But let's see what happens. And Bucky Irving, as he said, he's starting to get hot. Some explosive little screens or runs. Gets the ball here again on 1st and 10. It's about a 5-yard gain.
I like this comment from Diesel, who says, Panthers are definitely a week-to-week team. Yeah, they're weird. They can lose to the Saints and then beat the Packers. So
yeah,
everything's on the board going against the Panthers. Second down and 5 for Tampa Bay. They're going to go play action. Sean Tucker was in the game, by the way. Baker's just going to throw it away. Nobody open.
Bucs using
nice
a lot
run
of
by
2 tight
Blake
end
Corum
sets.
for the Rams making moves against Carolina, but they still got a full fourth quarter to go, 13 minutes. 3rd and 5 for the Bucs. Looks Looks like the Cardinals are going to bring some pressure. They do. Baker's got to try to get out of it. He's throwing deep down the field, looking for Sterling Shepard. Oh, man, that rattled around for a little bit.
Ooh, almost a turnover, almost a pick there by Thompson, the
Yeah.
safety. Trying to connect deep with Sterling Shepard, and Graham Barton got beat right there by, I believe it was Graham, by Calais Campbell, 39 years old, he has 5 sacks this season, still making an impact, but dangerous throw down the field.
I feel like Baker had room to run as well. What's crazy is the way that the ball ricocheted, it actually landed on the legs of Sterling Shepard after some of the bobbles. Cameron Johnson getting down the field quickly. No fair catch caught. So Cameron Johnson makes the tackle immediately. All right, let's see if Tampa Bay's defense can respond. They just allowed a touchdown on their last drive, trying to maintain the 17-10 lead.
All right, Bucs defense, you got to get another stop here. Don't let them get on the field and score. Keep this a 10-17 game. King Reckless says Chris was open, LOL. What was Baker looking at? Yeah, very dangerous throw down the field. Ashley pressure right through Barton. Again, yeah, that's why I called out. Calais Campbell just destroyed him on that play. January, great pressure from the inside on Baker Mayfield. Steinberger Sports, this offense is so wishy-washy. I don't know what the hell to expect. Yeah. I mean,
they had something going too with being able to run on first down. Yeah, and then I don't hate going play action, but yeah, 2 incompletions. Oh wow, Puka Nacua just made a sick catch. Wow. Everyone definitely take a moment to look up the Puka Nacua catch. It's probably going to be everywhere. Whew. Oh, the Browns just muffed a punt. 49ers recover. Tony Kona says, need another turnover now. Yeah, that would be big. The Bucs haven't capitalized on their turnovers, but
yeah, if they get
it does stop them from it does stop the Cardinals from scoring. And speaking of scoring, Kyron Williams just punched one in for the Rams. They have regained the lead.
Lee Dyke Emperor's liver. He says, thanks for ruining a great holiday weekend, Bucs. It's not over yet.
They still got a chance to win.
Yeah.
Michael LaRue says, on 3rd and 5, Bucs throw a 50-yard bomb. Should have ran it, screen pass or quick slant, and gone for it on 4th. Well, there's no way they would have went for it on 4th. But I thought Baker should have tucked it and run. It looked like he had plenty of room. Anytime a quarterback has a chance to run for a first down versus throw it, I always say run, because you could have guys open, but at the same time, you run the risk of, you can drop the football. So. Nice TFL for Tampa Bay.
Matt, I'll be right back. I got a little charging technical difficulty here.
Sounds good. No worries. I'll take them off the screen for a second. All right, it's just me. Comp JG says Tyke is shaken up. I didn't notice that, but that would not be good. TBMB says, I feel dirty rooting for the Rams. What happened after what happened in 99 and 2021? Well, sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I think that's the case. Michael LaRue says, we should not be scoreboard watching Todd. I don't think Todd's watching the game. I have it on a separate TV so I can pay attention to all the games because I love football so much. I love it dearly. Q's44 says, stupid dirty birds. They were tied with the Jets. Not sure if they took the lead. They did. They're up 17-14 on the Jets. Jets. Oh, yeah, it's not good if Tyke is down. Bucs fan says, root for the Rams, LOL. I'd be surprised if we sweep the Panthers. Yeah, I get the feeling the Bucs are going to split with Carolina. So that's why you need that 2-game lead. Diesel says, if there is a gripe I have with Grizzard, it's his reluctance to use more pony package, along with the inability to get Rashad involved when in the pony package. And get Culp involved, please. I get you. I mean, especially with all the injuries that the Bucs have had at wide receiver. Now, Chris Godwin Jr. just came back. But your best players and most effective weapons are going to be the running back. So I have no problem going with more pony package. And we've talked about it before. I want to see more Devin Culp. When you don't have Mike, when Chris Godwin Jr. is limited up until what he's doing today, you got to find playmakers. And Devin Culp has speed and he becomes another target for Baker Mayfield. So I agree with what you got to say here, Diesel. I think you make some really great points. Looks like we're about to resume play and also bring back Daniel.
Thank you, Matt.
Cardinals throw a screen. Eventually, Lamonte David makes the tackle. They'll make a third down. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. is wrapped up a lot. His foot looks like a horse at the Kentucky Derby with the wraps that they have around the horse. Can the Bucs get a stop? Oh my God! How do you miss him? You got 3 guys on the running back. They can't take him down. That's pathetic. That is pathetic football by the Bucs right there.
These missed tackles have been an issue since the first drive. Look at that. Michael Carter with the first down. 3 Buccaneers. Like you said, none of them could take him down. What's going on here? You got Jacob Parrish. Then you got Zion. And who's the third guy? It's Savasier Dennis.
That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. That's a third down. You have a chance to get off the field because they're backed up.
Yeah.
And you can't get the stop. That's awful. 3
Scout
guys.
Valdez brings up a great point here. Since week 1, Daniel, yeah, in Atlanta, missed tackles as well since the very beginning.
Sergio says awful tackling. Q's445 says this is on the players, not coaches. Sorry. Kings are awful. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Says 1,000% leadership and accountability problem. Yeah, the Bucs just don't have killer instinct. They don't. Nico the trainer says, what the F is going on?
Oh, yeah, they just showed that Puka Nakua catch one-handed.
Yeah, it was awesome. Third and 1. Cardinals go play action. Brissett going deep. You got plenty of defenders. Bucs get the stop. I wouldn't celebrate yet. I think if you're Arizona, you probably take a chance of going for it.
Yeah, it's 1 yard. You got 3 wins on the season. You're not getting to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yep, they're going to go for it. Brissett was in shotgun. Now he's making some calls. The line's up under center. They're going to pitch it to the outside. Can the Bucs get there? They do, I think. Anthony Nelson's fired up.
I'm seeing it now. Yeah, they got the stop. I think so. There we go. Exactly what you needed now. I mean, they're in field goal range no matter what here. It's Holland Nelson with the tackle.
Oh, man, that was
Great stuff.
ginormous. Bucs can take a 2-score lead, even with a field goal.
HB living backup Nelson back to the rescue.
Yeah. Bucs right on the cusp of field goal range. You can go with a swing pass to Bucky Irving. Not a lot of blockers in front, but Bucky does what Bucky does. Trying. Oh, my God. This man is incredible. Bucky Irving.
Back. Look at him. Shifting, making guys miss.
Out of nothing. What the heck? I was wondering why Tristan Wirfs was on the ground, but now it makes sense. Because he cut block on the play. Man, Bucky Irving is just the way he makes people miss. It's like its own show.
One of the most beautiful 4-yard gains I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
What a play.
Now Bucky's going to lose some yards on 2nd and 7.
3-yard gain, but then, yep, right back to where it would have been. 3rd and 10.
Bucky has 15 rushing attempts in this game.
Yeah, there's no pitch count.
Yeah.
they reeled the hot hand.
All right, big 3rd and 10. This is, they're kind of on the cusp of field goal range. It's not like they're exactly in there. Baker throwing over the middle. It's too high for Emeka Egbuka. Luckily, that wasn't picked. It is a long field goal.
The accuracy issues continue to be an issue for Baker. I don't know.
Yeah.
He thinks he's throwing to Mike Evans out there. I don't know. Even Mike Evans might not even come down with that pass.
He had Egbuka.
And no real pressure on him. Like, he had off the right side a little bit towards once he gets the ball off, but he had a clean pocket for the most part.
It's only okay. They just redid the play clock. Not an easy field goal from 57 yards for Chase McLaughlin.
Now he has
But
that.
he does have the leg.
High, but
Snap is good. Kick is up. And it's good. Chase Money McLaughlin from 57 yards gives the Bucs a 2-score lead. That was clutch. And the Chase Bank is open. By the way, cash that prop bet. Chase Money McLaughlin over 1.5 field goals. You can also check the box and deposit Bucky Irving over 40.5 rushing yards. And Kate Otten only with, 9 receiving yards? Kate Otten with 9 receiving yards. Now, it is possible he could get more in this fourth quarter, but we are looking at under on the receiving yards for Kate Otten, which would be 3 hits on Pewter picks and props, plus the Pewter parlay of over plus 500. So, not rooting against players, but I'm rooting for my prop bets.
And the Panthers have just taken the lead over the Rams again, 31-28, 6:30 left to go. And that's it.
Yeah, this is a pretty bananas game. And the Jets and Falcons are tied at 17 in their contest as well. So busy 1 p.m. slate for the NFC South. Saints, last I checked, are losing to the Dolphins. And let's be honest, who cares about the Saints?
Steinberger Sports said everybody getting Kate Otten gloves for Christmas. We all pitch in. Give him the best set of gloves ever.
John V23 on X says, this is not a playoff team. Ever since defense figured out Grizzard, the wheels have came off. I don't know if it's as much of a Grizzard thing as it is. This is just what Tampa Bay does. You know, they went on 3-game losing streak. They played better teams. I'm not going to say they've looked great today by any means, but they've been functional. Dashmo says Panthers are going to sweep us. I think they split.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Each home team will win. TBMB says this is execution, not coaching. I agree.
Baker Mayfield's accuracy again. Week after week, it's been an issue. As he stated, he was inaccurate before the shoulder injury occurred last week too. It's been an issue, an ongoing issue, since I believe since the 49ers game when he hit he missed Emeka Buka twice across the middle of the field.
I agree.
So you can't put those on Josh Grizzard when your quarterback's not making the passes they should be making.
Oh, Ted McMillan had a touchdown. Ugh, that's going to hurt Emeka Buka's Rookie of the Year campaign. All right. Bucs lead 20-10 with 8:54 to go in the fourth quarter. Rams already over midfield against the Panthers, so that game's definitely coming down to the wire.
That game's probably gonna be like the Seahawks game versus the Bucs earlier in the season. Who has the ball last?
Yeah.
And who doesn't make a mistake?
Oh, absolutely. 2nd and 4 with 8:20 to go. Cardinals go play action. Oh, my God, wide open. I don't know. It's tough with this defense because on the one hand, it's like, hey, they've only allowed 10 points. Even a touchdown here, you've only allowed 17 points. Generally, that's good. But then you see, like, how open these guys are and, like, just what isn't working for this group. And the pressure's not consistent. That's my biggest issue, is the pressure's not consistent. See, like, he's not hurried. He's not rushed. And he just bing, boom, boom.
First down there by Michael. Wilson, right?
3rd and 6 for the Rams. They're kind of in field goal territory. They're like right on the premise of it.
Diesel 2813 giving up too many yards per catch right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of an issue with the Bucs every week. Way too many yards allowed.
I'm not sure if I got to this super chat, but thanks to Kings Are Awful for this $2 super chat who says, this team is going to get wrecked by the Panthers. We shall see. John V23 on X says, exactly. It's something new every play and week. Pay attention. Grizz runs on first more than any offense. If he doesn't, he is second. He's running on second. Small gain for the Cardinals on first down. There's no play action, no easy throws. Defenses have figured it out. There's been plenty of play action today. Or on the season. I don't know, just no executions. Brissett scrambling. Oh, man, he's going to spin for a first down.
And the Cardinals keep the chains moving now. Good thing is the time keeps ticking.
Yes, and it is a 2-score lead.
Yeah, 2-score lead.
And you'd want to hold them to a field goal as well. So at worst, they would have to score a touchdown to either tie it or, potentially go for the win. 5 minutes to go. Cardinals are at the 15. Brissett to the end zone, incomplete. Falcons just scored a touchdown against the Jets. It was a screenplay to a tight end on 3rd down. Or maybe it was a receiver. And the Jets had him dead to rights, and he just juked out of it. All right, 2nd and 10. Brissett to the end zone again. Has Trey McBride. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kings Are Awful. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Says, if I'm late, I'm telling Bowles to hire a defensive coordinator or retire. Did I get the Bucs at 3 or 3.5? Got them 3. Cool. Oh, no. The Rams just fumbled. Panthers recover. Oh, wow. Lane Kiffin is officially going to LSU. Very interesting.
Raging Brisket says with ease. That looked way too easy. 17-20 now. Guys, 85. This defense has no spark.
Jordan Schneiderman says, everything's so easy, shaking my head. Yeah, I think that's kind of what the issue is. Keita Villain, 3-8 Cardinals, by the way, and we sit here weekly talking about getting healthy and making a playoff push, LMAO. What a shame. Derek Zimmerman says, if we lose this game, Bowles should be fired tomorrow morning. He won't get fired, but it will definitely put him on the hot seat. I think that's fair. Bucs fan says, Panthers win, Bucs lose. LOL, perfect. Carl G says, they hired an analytics coach. They should just hire a coach to fire up the defense. Yeah, I thought Larry Foote would do that a little bit more, but I guess not.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. No true vocal leader on that defense. Really, you can't play flat. You can't let your foot off the gas. Not against any team. It doesn't matter if they have 3 wins, because then you're in this situation where the opposing team just rallies right back. And now it's cardiac Bucs time again.
I am intrigued by what this offense will look like on this drive, because they were kind of tentative on that after getting the 4th down stop. They really didn't move the ball that much and had to rely on a big field goal.
Just find a way to get the only thing that's really been working off is find a way to get Bucky Irving the ball. Just let him work his magic.
Son the Child says, get Lane Kiffin. That unfortunately will not happen. Crazy, too, if the Carmen Vitale, former Bucs team reporter, now working at Fox Sports, she mentioned that if the Panthers win this game, the Bears will have the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, I thought the Bears were a contender, and then they beat the Eagles. It's like
I still don't really believe in them, to be honest with you, even though they beat the Eagles.
No luck in that return. Bucs going to get the ball back at the 20.
Yeah. Watch, I bet the Bucs are going to kick a field goal, go up 6, and then it's just going to be cardiac time with the
Yep.
defense that needs to make a stop. Got pony package. It's a swing pass to Rachaad White with Chris Godwin blocking. Gets about 2.5 yards. Ooh, big fight in the Jaguars-Titans game. It's a blowout. It's 25-3. Tammy Lay says, way too close for comfort. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Rams have one more timeout and the 2-minute warning. It's a 2nd and 6 for Carolina. Rams get the stop. 2nd and 7 for the Bucs. They go play action. Oh, Tez Johnson making people miss. That play was going to be a 1-yard loss. Tez Johnson makes his first catch of the game and actually sets up a manageable 3rd and 2. Oh, man, that play looked like it was done for.
He's doing his best little Bucky Irving impression, making guys miss.
3rd and 3, very, very crucial moment in this game. They're going to run it with Bucky Irving, a wise decision. Bucky gets the first down. You can let that clock wind a little bit more. I like the play call.
You got to get your best players the ball in these crucial situations, and there you go. Bucky Irving gets the first down. Like you said, time keeps ticking. That's really good for the Buccaneers. Keep getting those first downs. Keep bleeding out that clock.
Let's see some more runs. 2:40 to go in the game. Bucky gets about 1 yard. Yep. Cardinals are forced to start calling some timeouts. Bucs Communications says Baker Mayfield has completed a pass to 9 players in today's contest, his most in a single game this season. Well, it helps when Tristan Wirfs was one of those players. Geist85, thanks for this $2 super chat, says, someone fire the cannon so Bowles will wake up.
Wake up.
Good comment.
Good one, guys.
All right. So 2:38 to go. Cardinals are using their timeouts now. 2nd and 10 for the Bucs. They're in shotgun. I think I would make. I guess if you get the first down, it works. But see how aggressive the Bucs get. Baker wanted to throw to Bucky. I don't know why he threw it to Bucky. Goes nowhere. Oh, man.
Yeah, Baker looking down the field last second, decides to just throw it to Irving. Didn't see the rookie linebacker Cody Simon on him. 3rd and 10. Cardinals call another timeout, down to one more timeout. If the Buccaneers get the first down here, I mean,
yeah, that would be the game.
Yeah, you got. It's real close in timing, but yeah.
All right, 3rd and 10. Let's see how Tampa Bay goes about this.
Yep, sad Bucs fans. It's a big if they get the 3rd down here.
Yeah.
And if they don't, we get a lot of.
Cardinals don't bring pressure. Baker pump fakes. Now he's going to run. Oh, it doesn't get enough for the first down. Remember, Baker dealt with that left shoulder injury all game long.
Luckily, he falls on his right shoulder. Wasn't a bad hit also. All right, so the Cardinals going to let it go down. Looks like to the 2-minute warning. They're going to have one more timeout. Very upsetting not getting the first down. None of these games are easy, of course, but how are the Buccaneers going to view themselves as contenders if it's extremely close against a 3-win team? I mean, this needs to be a statement game. They need to put the Cardinals away maybe mid-3rd quarter, maybe earlier.
And the Panthers are going to win, by the way. So
what's the score in that one?
It's 31-28. Panthers have the ball. No timeouts for the Rams. It's a 3rd and 12. And the clock's running. Yeah, their game's pretty much going to be done. Wow, what a win for the Panthers. Good for them. Yep, they're just taking an 8.
Panthers are going to go into the bye next week. And then when they come out of the bye, they face the Saints, which should be a winnable game. They're going to have a lot of confidence heading into the bye after beating the most complete team in the NFL, the LA Rams, who the Buccaneers, of course, could not beat. They got embarrassed by on Sunday Night Football. Man. Guys, 85, Panthers will steal the Bucs playoff spot, and Bulls will finally get fired. I don't know, but man, it's not good. The Bucs can't really beat the playoff teams, and then we face a 3-win team. It's an extremely close game.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs' 2 biggest wins, certainly Seattle. Houston, I think, will look much bigger as the season goes on with how the Texans have played lately, especially that defense. And then the 49ers. But, the Seattle game, that was in September. I don't put as much stock in that anymore. And then, the San Fran game, it was great, but we're talking about Mac Jones. They didn't have George Kittle in that game. Their linebacker got hurt, immediately. So,
And in the Seahawks
anyway.
game, the Bucs don't win that game if Sam Darnold doesn't throw the interception late in the game. I mean,
yeah.
I don't like it. This is not a true contender.
No, it's not. Mike Wells, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says Bowles is a joke. It's the 3-8 Cardinals. Come on. They play a lot of close games, but yeah. All right, Riley Dixon on to punt, 4th and 5, 2 minutes to go. And just a reminder, we will have a Pewter post-game show after this. Brian O'Malley says this team is getting mollywopped by the Panthers. I don't know. Panthers are a fluky team, streaky team.
I believe that game is final now. The Panthers did win.
They beat the Rams. It's a huge win for Carolina.
Man. If the Buccaneers lose here, I will agree. Bowles does deserve to be in the hot seat. I mean.
Has to be.
All right, minimal game for Greg Dortch, wide receiver there. The Cardinals had one timeout left, minute 30 on the clock. Going up tempo.
Good tackle in bounds. Tick, 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 tick.
Mm-hmm. Keep the clock
Minute
going.
5 to go. Bucs cannot allow a field goal. Under a minute to go. 3rd and 2. It's incomplete. It will be 4th down. Cardinals only have.
Go over here.
Yeah. I mean, they have one timeout and there's 55 seconds. They have no other option. Oh man.
This is the ball game.
And the Bucs close it out. 4th and 2. They blitz Levante David, throw over the middle. It's incomplete. Pass breakup for Servais Dennis, and the Bucs are going to win. We don't even have to stress about it at the end.
There we go. Seeing it now. Good coverage by Servais Dennis. That's ball game. Man, it shouldn't have came down to this, though. It should have came down to the final minute against a 3-win Arizona Cardinals team. So they get the win. This is not the type of win you would have wanted. This doesn't fully feel like a win. Barely surviving against a 3-win team.
That puts them at 7-5 on the year.
You don't apologize for winning, of course, but right now this does look like a first-round exit playoff team. I hate to say it, but it takes you into the final minute to beat the 3-win Arizona Cardinals.
Good for the Bucs defense. Getting a big time stop. Yeah, Bucs will be 7-5. And we're going to have a Pewter post-game show to break down all of this game. Where's that graphic? Yeah, post-game podcast coming up in just a little bit. Baker takes a knee, and the Bucs are going to win. They break the 3-game losing streak, defeating the Arizona Cardinals by a score of 20-17. So there's one more video left for us to play. All right. Thanks again to everybody for watching with us this afternoon. That's going to do it for this show. For Daniel Morales, I'm Matt Matera saying thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you soon for another edition of the Pewter Game Day Show. Out.
Out.